Alright, hello there everyone. Welcome to today's video tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to purchase and install this Flutter script directly from codecanyon.net. So first of all, you want to go to your preferred browser and just type codecanyon.net, just the way it is. Once you're done with that, you want to go ahead to okay, I think I needed to do this. Yeah. Alright, so after you're done with that, you want to go ahead and search, or you want to go ahead and look at the list of scripts that are available for you. So today I'm going to be working on this Realize RISE our CRM customer mobile application. So this application works for both Android and iOS, and it's written in Flutter. So the first thing you want to go ahead to do is to read about this script, look at the overview, the features, and the application in general. Alright, so once you're done and you're satisfied, you want to go to click on this add to cart. So this add to cart is going to bring up a pop-up, and this is like a $59 script. So this pop-up is showing you a couple of details about this script, and you can go ahead to go to checkout here once you're satisfied with everything, and then you make the purchase and directly um, buy the script. So once you're done buying the script, you just want to make sure you know the location of the script where it was downloaded after your purchase, because we're going to need it once we're done getting what we need to get. So go to a new tab and type Visual Studio. I'm going to explain this. So Visual Studio. So what is Visual Studio? Visual Studio is your integrated development environment. This is more like your ID, right? That's the abbreviation for it. So this is where you're going to be writing the code. This is where you're going to be making the modifications for you're going to be making the modifications for your Flutter script. Alright, so um, there are like four functions or four options right now, and these options would give you the direct link in order to get it started. So what you want to go ahead to do is to click on this Windows. I'm using Windows at the time, so clicking on this would automatically start the download for me. All right, so the next thing you want to go ahead to do is to select your preferred location where it's going to be like downloaded into. Okay, so um all right, so once you get your preferred location, you just have to go ahead and click on, then it's gonna save automatically. So now we are done with the IDE, which is your development environment. We want to go ahead to get Flutter SDK. So Flutter SDK is your SDK, right? So in order to run Flutter, you need to install the SDK. So there are two methods of installing Flutter SDK. One either by using our just downloaded Visual Studio, which is the IDE. So we're going to be getting it as an extension, or two, we're going to be getting it manually by downloading it and making it global. So I'm going to show you the manual method of doing it. All right, so in order to get started with Flutter, you just want to go to the Flutter's official documentation site, which can be from docs.flutter.dev/get started/install. This is Flutter's official documentation, so you can see a bunch of documentations regarding how Flutter works and everything related to Flutter here. So in order to get started, you want to go ahead and follow these commands and these prompts just the way they are. The first one here, you have to choose your development platform. So in my case, I'm going to be selecting Windows. So if you're currently using like Mac OS or Linux or Chrome OS, you can go ahead and select any other operating system you're currently using. So for my case, I'm going to be selecting Windows, and once you're done with that, the next thing you want to go ahead to do is to choose your first type of application. So Flutter is cross-platform, which means that you can use it to build web applications, mobile applications, desktop applications, and so on and so forth. All right, so But in our case, the CRM customer application is a mobile application. So I'm going to be selecting Android. So this configures that, and the next thing you want to go ahead to do is to confirm your software requirement, your system requirement. Like, does your system meet the requirement in order to start running or start building with Flutter? So once that is completed, we now go ahead to get our Flutter SDK. So, like I said earlier, we have two options in order to get Flutter SDK. The first option, which is using VS Code, and then the second option, which is downloading and installing it manually. All right, so going through VS Code, you want to go to your command palette and then locate extensions. So you can just go ahead and do this, but let's go over here. All right, so the first thing you do is to click on this. It's going to automatically download the stable version. So Flutter SDK at the time is 3.35.3. So this is going to be extracted, or this is going to be downloaded as a zip folder, which you need to extract. So once you're done with the extraction, you want to go ahead and create a new folder directory, right? And you want to call it dev. Right, so this dev is where you're going to extract your Flutter SDK into, or you already extracted Flutter SDK if you've already extracted it. Right, so your final directory should look like this. So you have your C, which is your root folder, and you have your user folder, and then you have your username folder, and then there is a new folder. So it must not necessarily be dev. So it can be something very unique to you. It can be Android, it can be development, it can be Flutter itself, Flutter SDK, Android development, depending on what you actually want to call it. And then this is going to be your Flutter SDK. So what you want to go ahead and do is to find the bin folder inside this Flutter SDK, and then just copy the directory because we're going to be putting it inside the environment variables. So just follow this prompt and go inside the environment variables, and you're going to be seeing something like this. You want to just go ahead and update the current environment variable path that is there if you already have it. But if you don't, you want to go ahead and just create a new directory path variable down here, just the way it is. So once you're done with that, you just want to go ahead and click OK, OK, and OK. And then let's open our purchase script in our Visual Studio Code and let's try to run it. Alright, so this is how our VS Code looks like. So first thing I'd like to point you to is the pulsepad.yaml. So for most of you, this is going to be like showing some kind of errors around here. This is your main dot. This is where your app begins, right? In a way. So currently, the state management used here in this application is getX. So what I'm going to do now is to Flutter clean. So you can just follow this accordingly. Once you're done cleaning, you want to go ahead and say Flutter get, just the way it is, get. What this is going to do is to um, get all your dependencies, reinstall it, right? So we're going to run this Flutter pop get. Alright, so this is completed. You see everything is just up and running. So we can now finally decide to run this application. I'm going to select an emulator here. Then once you do that, you just go ahead and say Flutter run. So basically that is how to run any Flutter script directly from codecanyon.net. Thank you very much and see you next time.